During COVID-19, because of the lockdown and the schools not opening and working from home, Hi everyone, welcome to my second segment of Play. I am very excited for this episode because we are going to discuss the different types of play and how we as parents and caregivers can redefine our roles in play. Play is pleasurable. Children must enjoy when they are playing. If they are not enjoying, then it is not play. Play is intrinsically motivated, which means children play for the purpose of play itself, for the enjoyment. They are not looking for something that is coming in the future or a goal that they are getting to. It is intrinsically motivated. Play is freely chosen by the child. If you pressure the child, then it is not play. It has to be spontaneous and voluntary by the child. Play is actively engaging, which means the child is engaging physically and mentally and creatively in play. Play is non-literal, which means it involves pretend play or make-believe play. I am Thasbih Amin, speech and language therapist working in Dubai. Today, we are going to discuss about the different types of play that children engage in from birth until their preschool years, and then how we can, as parents and caregivers, redefine our roles in play with our children. Let's play. The first form of play that you see in children right after birth to 6 months is called exploratory play or sensory motor play. As the name suggests, children right after birth, they use their sense of seeing, their sense of hearing, their sense of taste, their sense of touch, and their whole bodies in play. Now, exploration precedes play, which means during exploratory play, infants are always mouthing things, they are banging, they are grasping, they are throwing. This is their form of exploration. After they explore, they play. So research says that it almost goes from what does this object do to what can I do with this object. So now you know that infants from the time period of 0 to 6 months or 7 months are exploring and playing. During the phase of exploratory play, children also engage in different types of play as well, which is object play. So by 4 months, a child is able to hold on to objects, which can be soft blocks, where you see the throwing and you pick it up, they throw the toy and you pick it up again. It is a game. It is a type of practice play where they're learning the cause and effect. They also engage in social play between their parents or their siblings or their caregivers, social play games like peekaboo. You can also see them engage in language play games, which is babbling and making sounds where the parent and the child, they are imitating each other and they are having fun. The next kind of play that children engage in by the time they reach 1 year is symbolic play or pretend play. One of the most commonly studied forms of human play is symbolic play or pretend play. As the name suggests, this is when an absent object is represented by another object. So for example, a block becomes a telephone and a block can become a cup for drinking water. First examples of symbolic play or pretend play is usually solitary, which means that children do the actions on themselves. So they pretend to sleep, they pretend to drink from a bottle, or they pretend to eat. So by the age of 2 years, the child starts engaging in pretend play, symbolic play with 2-step combinations. So for example, they will feed the doll and they will wash the doll's face. As children progress through different stages until their school years, pretend play helps with their improvement of language because the child is able to describe what the child is pretending to do, and they can even talk about a whole sequence or the whole plot of the story of what they are doing. During COVID-19, Because of the lockdown and the schools not opening and working from home, the most I've engaged my child is using symbolic play. I set up corners at home where, as you can see right behind me, I have a castle where we do pretend play with objects, pretend play with people, and I set up another place where there's the kitchen pretend play area where we assign roles to each other as the chef, the waitress, person who visits the restaurant. We played simple games like puppet shows at home, using hand puppets, using soft toys. We did it in the most simplistic way, where we used a bedspread and we had hand puppets and soft toys, and we made up a story. We enacted the stories from the books that we read. Focus on symbolic play or pretend play with your toddlers, with your preschool children, because that's where all the drama and action is. Physical play. Physical play is that kind of play where children engage with their bodies. Now, in physical play, a kind of play that I'm going to talk about is rough tumble play or rough housing, or rather called play fighting. Now, this kind of play should be encouraged because it helps with building bonds, it helps with expending energy, it helps with role taking, it helps with using exaggerated body movements. We should be mindful when children are playing this kind of game because you have to provide a safe and secure environment to play the game, and you have to be watchful. So for example, exaggerated tickling games or pillow fighting, these are the kind of roughhousing plays that children can play at home. Construction play. This is a kind of play that is seen during preschool years, where children are building things, they're working on their problem-solving skills. So we use Legos, we use soft blocks, we use Play-Doh during this time. Creative play. This is another type of play that children engage in. And during creative play, they use a lot of art and craft materials. They use Play-Doh, they use slime, and they create things. Now we come to my kind of play, or my favorite kind of play, which is free play or unstructured play. This is the kind of play that children should engage in because it gives them complete autonomy. They can do what they want, they can set the rules, they can get their creative juices flowing, they can use their imagination, and they have fun during free play. I do feel these days play is too structured and it is too orchestrated because we feel that there is an end goal to it. Everything should mean something. Well, I don't think so. I think that play should be done for the purpose of play itself. And sometimes you should let your child be bored. So when my daughter comes to me and she tells me that, "Mom, I'm bored," I tell her, it's okay to be bored. Look for your toys, find something to play. She will linger around for a while, and after some time, when I look at her, she has gone, she's created her own world of play with her toys, with her objects. And she is creating, she is imagining, and she's using her language and communication while she's playing by herself. So enough of talk regarding play. Now we are going to go to the most exciting part, which is what is your role as a parent or caregiver in play. If you want to see more content like this and many more, please subscribe to my channel. If you like the video, please like it. I would love to hear your feedback, so please comment on it. Thank you very much for watching.